The Thabazimbi Municipality in the Limpopo province has been marred by governance issues and allegations of fraud and corruption, which has affected service delivery. The provincial government had intended to place the council under administration following a report presented to the Executive Council highlighting issues dating back to 2022. Limpopo MEC of Cooperative Governance, Human Settlements and Traditional Affairs, Basikopo Makamu, joins us for more. Mr. Makamu, it's always good to speak to you, so appreciate your time. And I suppose what's worrying for me is that 20% of the budget on service delivery is what's been spent, and allegations that the rest has been spent on litigation and other issues. It must be a cause of concern for you.
Thanks, Hugo, and thanks to the viewers. Definitely, I think I'm the most concerned, but more the Premier of our province, it's more worried than about the situation in Thabazimbi, that nothing is happening for the communities there. It's only that the councillors that were elected by the communities are fighting against the control of the purse of the municipality and using a lot of money to go for litigation, go to courts, and not neglecting the people of the Thabazimbi local municipality, because the service delivery, it just came to stand still. So as a provincial government led by Premier Dr. Popera Matuba, we are more worried together, even the organization that have sent the two of us in the government or executive council, we are worried about the situation. Hence, an intervention was necessary at this point in time.
So Mr. Makamu, your councillors are obviously some of these individuals that are going back and forth with these issues. So let's talk about what their instruction is, because one would imagine that find resolution, get service delivery first, right, rather than appear to be more concerned about being in political office at the expense of those that have voted you into office.
Look, I agree with you. That is the situation. You will remember that we went to local government elections in 2021. The Thabazimbi local municipality has got about 23 councillors. And out of those 23 councillors, 11 are coming from the ANC and 12 are coming from the other parties who are part of the council. And they formed government, the 12. Leave the 11 of the ANC, so the ANC was in the opposition. But where the problem started was when some councillors within the 12 started to collaborate with those of the ANC. And on the 21st of October, 2022, a motion to remove the DA-led coalition into office. And that situation, or that council that was elected on the 21st of October, that is what caused instability, both politically and administratively, because the other ones who were removed started to go to court for interdict. Whoever will win on this level of a court will go to the upper court to appeal or to request hearing. And as we speak, they have not done anything from that time until to date. They are taking each other to court and they have neglected the people. The last time I went there, I received a petition from community where they said they no longer want to be addressed by any of the councillors. They want the intervention of provincial government because they are no longer consulted as communities there. They just hear each group celebrating in the streets of Thabazimbi whenever they come from courts. And that is what they voted for. They didn't vote for people to go to court. They voted people to come to them and talk to them even when they have got challenges. But none of them were not talking to the communities. They were relying on the courts to resolve their challenges.
Well, you've talked about the Premier giving you instruction to deal with this issue. Let's talk about what your action plan is. I mean, what are you doing to intervene and bring some stability to Thabazimbi?
Look, the Premier is the leader of the provincial administration. It will not necessarily the instruction to say do this, even if it is not what is provided for in the legislation. Since they are going to courts. I have personally visited that municipality. You will remember, Hugo, I'm coming back for the second time in this portfolio. So I was there, also responsible in the 6th administration. I've been going to support the municipality, even physically, because the most challenges were more at the political level to make sure that the councils, when the court pronounces itself, I will go to meet with all the 23 councillors and say, the court has pronounced itself now, there is this court order, these are the ones who are in power in terms of the court order. I will send my team to support whoever the court will say. But nevertheless, the councillors there neglected, because what was a biggest problem was that each one of them, whenever the court says it's you, they will come back and change the administrative arm of the municipality, your municipal manager, CFO, technical service. They will appoint people, and at some point you will find 2 MMs, 2 CFOs, 2 technical director. And in that situation, even if you want to provide support administratively, you will find that you will not know which one should be. If this one is for a position this week, next week is another municipal manager. In that situation, because councillors are fighting amongst themselves, it becomes difficult. You know, we have intervened in some municipalities in the province, get into Section 139, but you will find that at least administratively, they are stable. They might be fighting at the political level, and that was easy for us. But under the circumstances, we have looked at all the options to support the municipality to an extent that as we speak now, we are left with no option but to look at Section 139 1C.
So why is it taking so long to invoke Section 139? I mean, the conversations started 2 years ago. So for 2 years, the people of Thabazimbi have been suffering because of lack of service delivery, and Section 139 has been available to the administration. Look,
Hugo, if you read Section 154 of the Constitution, provides for that both the provincial government and the national government must support local government. And in that instance, all the efforts we're doing in between, we're trying to support the municipality using that section of 154. And we could see that it's not yielding results. And as a result, we went to say, maybe we should be able to use the provision of Section 139C, which says that the provincial executive of a province may be able to intervene when we realize that the municipality is failing to execute its responsibility. And under the circumstances, we can see that the financial management is just collapsed. The institutional capacity just collapsed. Even if you want to look who is being appointed to be acting, it's people who do not necessarily have the necessary skills and requisite. So even if you want to support, there will be nothing at all to support as we speak now, because definitely the municipality is in tatters.
So let's talk about the timeline for dissolution of the council and the provincial government's immediate steps to stabilize the municipality. Do you have timelines for that?
Exactly. We started on the 14th of August, we met as the Executive Council. We decided on intervening using Section 139. In terms of the legislation, we had to inform the municipality, which we duly informed them, and informed them to say they must make representation to make some reasons why we should not necessarily continue with that. We gave them, they responded, they say they want additional time. I provided through the Executive Council, instructed by the Executive Council, provided for them that they should make their representation, which the due date was the 11th of September. They did not submit. They only submitted an email to say they are busy with some court challenges about the control of the account of the municipality. They could not make. So today, the Premier convened as Executive Council, where we have taken a final decision that we are going to place the municipality under Section 139C. Of course, in terms of the legislation, I must inform the minister responsible for local government. I must inform the National Council of Provinces. I must inform the provincial legislature. which I have already signed the letters to those institutions as I'm speaking, and we are giving them the 14 days immediately. But I must tell you, I'm not waiting for the 14 days to lapse. We are busy preparing what is it that needs to be done, coming with terms of reference, what is it that we are going to do. It will also inform if these 14 days lapse to the IEC to get themselves ready so that they can get councillors, irrespective of which political party, who will be able to make sure that the community of Thabazimbi does receive service like any other community in this country. Because our provincial executive, under the leadership of Premier Premier Ramatuba, we are looking more on the communities than looking at the councillors.
So what measures are being taken to investigate the alleged fraud and corruption claims involving municipal officials and financial irregularities? Because I think that's going to be a big part of the conversation.
Definitely. We have, when I was there meeting the communities, they suggested, and we went to the Executive Council and say we should consider investigating all the transactions that were carried by either of the two who were running, because in the majority of cases, we don't see what has been done for the services. We only see most of the money being used for litigations in that municipality. Definitely, we should be able. Of course, community members were alleging that there could be corrupt activities. But if we are to start a clean slate, as the new council will come in, the new administration come in, we should have helped them to run with investigation to can be able to pick which is right, which is wrong, because you can see that even water boards are not being paid, ESCOM is not being paid. Now the Makalis Water Board was about to take the municipality so that they can continue to provide water. That is a dire situation. We are in a process now to renew the meters of electricity in that municipality. Nothing is happening. If that comes to push, as from November, the community cannot be able to buy electricity because we need to change the electricity identification tokens that will be able to be utilized. So we have got serious challenges, and we see that the only way is to put an administration that will help us to resolve the challenges when councillors are still fighting for their lives outside the municipality.
Mr. Makamu, you certainly have your work cut out for you. And on one of those issues that I'm sure you'd be concerned with, and certainly from the attitude of the Premier, as you've indicated, is about rebuilding trust with the residents of Thabazimbi. What are your plans to engage the communities and ensure that the residents' voices are heard in rebuilding this process post this administration?
Well, we have started to engage with the communities. It could not necessarily be the entire, but of course, once we are given go-ahead by the minister, by National Council of Provinces, who will be descending to the community to explain our decision. Like we were there even when the decision has not yet been taken, just to talk to them. So what I can tell is that we are, you will know, as I'm talking to you, I'm also coming from the African National Congress. They are my comrades that are part of councillors there, but we have reached a point as this executive council to say, let's be worried more about the services that is meant for the community members and think less about our own comrades and whoever is running the municipality and get to have people. If people bring them back the way they are, at least they will have learned a lesson, but we should have made the mechanism that the administrator who will put together with the team, because we're not going to send one person there, we're going to send a capable team that will be running in the interim just to make sure that they put systems in place. And I can tell you, we succeeded in Mukalakwena, though we did not dissolve, we were using section 1391B to make sure that we help to stabilize. And the municipality has stabilized, is now delivering services to the people. We don't think with Thabazimbi will fail. With the support of the community, with the support of the district, with the support of sector departments, we'll be able to achieve and make sure that the communities of Thabazimbi receive services like any other communities.
I certainly look forward to picking up this conversation in a few weeks, Mr. Makamu, just to establish just how much progress you've made. But appreciate your time. Thank you so much for speaking to us.
I will welcome that opportunity because people will be able to see definitely we meant business. When the Premier made pronouncement that we are going to intervene, we meant business, and we'll be able to make sure that we come and update you on progress made in that regard.